Hey LJ,
Hey, what's up, bro?
wat kan jy vir ons maak met ons Boerewors? Wys my.
Yeah, sure, I'll make you breakfast.
So today I am going to be making us a Boerewors Shakshuka with bride naan bread. So the first step of the process is to prepare your naan bread. I'm using a very simple naan bread recipe of 4 grams of instant yeast or the rapid yeast, 125 mils of warm tap water, 15 grams of white sugar, 30 grams of full cream milk, 1 whisked egg, 1 teaspoon of salt, 270 grams of cake flour, and 30 grams of garlic salted butter. So when making your naan bread, you want to bloom your yeast first. So you mix the warm water, sugar and yeast into a bowl and let it sit for about 10 minutes. And while that's happening, you can prepare the liquids of your dough. You simply whisk the egg and milk together, and once everything is prepared, you can start mixing your dough. You add your flour and salt, you add all of your liquids and your butter, and then you mix until your dough looks like this. So once you've made the dough, you're going to let it sit for an hour or 2 hours so that the yeast activates and it rises. While this is happening, you can start working on your shakshuka. The first step in the process of the shakshuka is to brown your boerewors over coals, not fully cooked, just slightly browned, and then you let it rest. This is because they will cook later in the shakshuka sauce. Moving on to the actual shakshuka, you only need a few fresh ingredients for a shakshuka. I am chopping up 1 onion, 1 whole green pepper, obviously removing all of the pips, and chopping the green pepper into nice chunky bits, and I am chopping up 6 whole tomatoes. It's a really simple dish. Then once I've chopped all the ingredients up, then I oil my pan and I throw the ingredients into the dish that I'm using to cook it in. I'm adding the browned boerewors and then a tomato sauce of some kind. I'm using a simple canned braai relish with herbs, and you can use whatever tomato sauce you prefer to your liking. But the key thing about a shakshuka is that you can't have a shakshuka without a tomato based sauce that everything cooks in. Once the braai relish is in, I'm adding salt and pepper. I'm also chopping up some fresh chili. You don't need to do this. I simply prefer food quite spicy. Once you've added everything to your dish, it's now time to put that dish on the coals, close the lid, and let it cook for about 8 to 10 minutes before the next step. So the next step of the process is adding your eggs. This is the second key part of the shakshuka, as a shakshuka is eggs poached in a tomato and onion based sauce, and the rest of the ingredients are simply to your preference. I'm adding in 5 eggs to the dish and closing the lid and just letting it simmer away. The coals should not be too hot so that it doesn't burn the bottom of the dish, just hot enough for it to constantly simmer. When the dish is just about finished, I throw the naan bread onto the hot coals. Naan bread is quite an easy bread to cook. Brown it on both sides, let it fluff up a little bit, and make sure that the inside is cooked, ready to be used to eat with your shakshuka. Okay, and this is the shakshuka. It's a really simple and easy dish that you can make while camping or in your kitchen. Quite literally, throw all of your ingredients together, put a sauce in, close the lid, let it cook for a bit, crack some eggs, let it cook a little bit more, and then it's ready to eat. And yeah, this is how easy it is. Try it yourself, let me know, and enjoy.